Good morning, boys and girls. So this is our math lesson. This is Monday, March 23rd, sorry. And I'm going to first review money, and then I'm going to introduce one more new thing about money. So last week we talked about money. I introduced the different coins, a penny, the nickel, the dime, and then the quarter. We also talked about what they looked like, which at this point you should be getting more familiar with it, with money. We talked about doing barbershop math, and that's when you can count by fives, which all of you can. Then you can count money. So for instance, a nickel is worth 5, so you would just have one hair on top. A dime has 2 5s in it, so you would have 2, then you'd count 5, 10. A quarter has 5 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's worth 25 cents. And you would have 5 hairs if you're doing that. So I got some real coins, which I hope that you're getting coins from your parents. And remember I said with the quarter, when I grew up, they only had the eagle as the back of the quarter. And so it was very, very easy. But now every state has a different back. So the front, they all have the same, George Washington. And then the back has all different kinds. So every state, Ohio has one. So they are it's very, very challenging when you're first learning money to figure out a quarter from the back of it because there's 50 different backs. You can't memorize them. Okay. So I first want to review adding money. So here I have some coins, and I'm going to do 2 ways again like I did last week. I'm first going to just count it up, and then I'll do my barbershop math. I'm actually going to use a different color. Okay, so here I have a quarter. So this is, so you can see. So this is 25. 25 and 25 is 50. 50 plus 10 is 60. That's just easy adding 1 to the tens place. Plus 10 is 70. Plus 5 is 75. Plus 1 is 76. So the sum is 76. And don't forget your cent sign. And again, if I did my barbershop, I know that a quarter has 5 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A dime has 2, 2, and a nickel has 1 because it's just worth 5. And then a penny, of course, has nothing. So let's count this up as we cut it. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Plus 1 is 76 cents. Okay, and one more. So I have another group of coins. Notice again how they're in order. We're going to talk about that today also, putting coins in order from the highest to the lowest. So you have 25. 25 plus 10. I'm just going to go to my tens place and add 1, so it's 35. And then plus 5 is 40. And then count on by pennies, 41, 42, 43. So the sum is 43 cents. And if you're using the barbershop way, so a quarter has 5 hairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A dime has 2 because there's 2 5s in there. A nickel has 1. So if you cut it and count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43. So 43 cents. Okay? All right. So if you could pause this and get your math from last Thursday, I want to go over this. So pause it and get your math. Turn to page 491, and I asked you to do this on your own. So let's count this up. So here we have a back of a quarter. This is actually Florida's quarter. This is so hard. That's the back of a quarter. It's the same size. This is, you can see the front. That's George Washington on the front. This is the back. So this is 25. 25 plus another quarter is 50. Remember last week we did our song because quarters are so hard? We said 25, 50, 75, $1. So 2 quarters would be 25, 50. 3 quarters would be 25, 50, 75. Okay? All right, so now we're adding a dime. That's an easy, just add to the tens place, 60, plus a dime is 70, plus a dime is 80, plus a dime is 85, plus 1 is 86. So the sum of this is 86 cents. Okay, and I'm going to put my hair on. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. So a quarter has 5 hairs, a dime has 2, and a nickel has 1. So count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85 plus 1 is 86. Okay? And then these I recognize as all quarters. So I know my song. My song is 25, 50, 75, $1. And they did 100 cents. So 100 cents equals $1. Okay, so this one, I see 25, 50, 75, because those are 3 quarters. That's the back of the quarter, and that's the front. 75 plus 10, I'm just going to add 1 to my tens place. So this is 85, plus 5 is 90, 91, 92. So my sum is 92 cents. And I'm going to put my hair on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 1. So again, you cut your hair and count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92. Okay? And then down here, how many quarters equals 50 cents? Well, remember the song, 25, 50. So that is 2 quarters. Excuse me. Okay, how many quarters are in $1 or 100 cents? Well, 25, 50, 75, $1. So there's 4 quarters. And how many quarters are in 75 cents? 25, 50, 75. So this is 3 quarters. Okay? All right, so today I want to focus on making sure your money is organized. So if someone gave you a handful of money, I have all my change right here. Let me see if you can see it. So let's say that someone gave me this amount of money right here. Okay, hang on, let me find it. Let me find it. There it is. There. Nope. Sorry, guys. Oh, hang on. Let me put it on here. Okay. Sorry. Back to you. Nope, you can't see that. I'm moving it up here. Alright, when I practiced this earlier, it worked. I don't know where the camera is. Okay. Well, you can't see this. So, but what I have in my hand is I have 2 quarters. I have a nickel. And then I have a dime. And then I have 2 pennies. So when you get a handful of money, what you do, what I do still as an old lady, I put it in order. Okay? So I'm going to put my quarters are first, and then you put it in order of value. So my quarters are the biggest value, and then my dime is the next biggest value, and then nickel, and then my pennies. And then I'm going to write it out. So I'm going to write out my 2 quarters, 25, 25. I'm going to write out my dime, my nickel, and my 2 pennies. So when you get a handful of change, you put it in order of value. So I have my highest value first, and then I go down from there. And then from here, you can count it up. So you have underneath it, I'm going to draw my lines, okay? And this is 25 plus 25 is 50. I know my song, 25, 50, plus 10 is 60, plus 5 is 65, and I love the pennies. You just count on. So this is 66, and this is 67 cents. So 67 cents. And again, for those of you who are doing the barbershop, which helps you, that's fine. You put on your 5 hairs on a quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A dime has 2 hairs. A nickel has 1 hair. And then you cut and count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67. 67 cents. Okay? All right. I'm going to get another handful of change. All right, one more. And I'm going to grab from my pile. And this time I have, I'm going to put it in order first. I have a quarter. I have 2 dimes. I have 2 nickels, and I have 3 pennies. Okay? So I'm going to draw that on my board. So on my board, I have a quarter, I have 2 dimes, I have a nickel and another nickel, and I have 3 pennies. Okay, so I've drawn out my coins, and I'm going to put my lines underneath, and I'm going to add it up. So this would be 25. 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 10 is 45, plus 5 is 50, and this is 55, and then you count on 56, 57, 58 cents. Okay, let's do our barbershop for people that like that. So this has 5 hairs because there's 5 nickels in it. This has 2, this has 2, 1, 1. And cut your hair and count. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58. So 58 cents. All right. So in your math book, flip this back around here. Oh, too bright. And here. In your math book, on page 496. So turn to 496. Okay. All right. So remember, our first step is to put it in order, and they've done it for you. I can see that for here. So let's go work on counting this out. Sunlight right. Okay, so they've counted this up and they put it in order first. So 25, 50, 60, 61, 62 cents. So let's do this one together. Okay, so they put it in order for you. They had the 2 dimes first. So I'm on number 1 on page 496. So this would be a dime is 10, plus another dime would be 20, plus a nickel is 25, plus another nickel is 30, another nickel is 35, plus one more is 36. So my sum is 36 cents. Okay, I'm down below. They did it for you. They put it in order. See the handful of change over here? See the handful of change? And they put it in order for you. Okay, so let's count on. So 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 10 is 45. Notice I'm only changing my tens place when we add a 10. Plus 10 is 55, plus 5 is 60, plus 1 is 61. And this one I'll put the hair on. So this has 5, 2, 2, 2, 1. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61 cents. Okay, I want to do one on this side, and the rest I'm going to assign for you to do today, and we'll go over it tomorrow. So see, you have a handful of change, okay? Above this, I'm going to draw it out. So my highest value I see is a quarter. So I'm going to put a quarter up here, okay, and I cross it off so I don't get confused. Okay, my next highest value is, you guys know what it is a dime. So I'm going to take my dime, and that'll be my next one next door, and then I cross it off. Okay, and then I see the front of a nickel and the back of a nickel. So I have 2 nickels. So I'm going to draw 2 nickels, 5, 5. I'm going to cross those off, and then 2 pennies. Okay, so now I've written it in order above it, and I want you to do that. So write your above it, draw out your coins in order. Okay. And then now let's add this up. So I'm going to start with my highest one, 25. That's a terrible 25, sorry. 25 plus 10, I just go to my tens place and add 1, and that would be 35. 35 plus 5, if I count by 5s, 35, 40. 40 plus 5 is 45. Plus 1 is 46, you have 46 cents. And again, for those of you who like to do the 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's totally fine. And then you can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46. Oops. Oh, 47. I'm sorry. I thought that was the total. So 47 cents is your total. Okay, if this is too easy for you, so some students are very, very comfortable with counting change. That is totally fine. Then you need to go on iReady and challenge yourself on iReady, because that will push you forward on iReady. All right, boys and girls, finish this page, finish this, and finish your homework page. And then tomorrow we're going to go over it. All right, guys. Bye. I miss you.